This is Valley News Live at 5.
Wet weather's one thing, but for some areas of the Red River Valley, the weekend also included wind and even a tornado. Well, we're going to begin with not what's happened, but what's going on right now and the trouble to come in a couple of days. Hutch?
Mike, thanks so much, and good evening, everyone. A pretty good Monday after a very soggy and wet weather and wild weekend of weather. It's beautiful out there today, a little on the breezy side and seasonable temperature-wise. But here's what we need to know. A first alert weather day has been issued for Wednesday as big-time changes are heading our way. An increasingly strong storm will work its way through, and as it does, it will bring rain, it will bring some thunder, it will bring wind for everyone. Then on the backside of that system, after all that's done, we're expecting some patchy frost in the forecast as we go into your Saturday. And that's why Saturday has been also declared a first alert weather day for that frost in our area. That's when we'll have the best chance at some widespread frost. For this evening, we have 50s to the north and to the east, 40s out in the western Dakotas as that storm system is already beginning to take shape in the Rocky Mountains. Enjoy the 60s here this evening. That's where we're staying for now. As we take a look at temperatures overnight, we're going to be pretty chilly with clouds increasing. Mike, coming up in just a couple of moments, I'll have hour-by-hour details. Snow is expected from that big Wednesday storm. I'll show you where. I'll show you what kind of weather I'm concerned about for us in a moment.
A lot of key information.
Yeah.
All right, thanks. New at 5, authorities are investigating a semi that rolled. It happened this afternoon along I-94 west of Rothsay. Investigators say the driver of the semi ran off the road, then overturned, spilling 3,740 gallons of honey. Luckily, no one was hurt. Police say 3 suspects are now in jail after a weekend shooting at a St. Paul bar. A packed dance floor emptied in seconds when police say the 3 men opened fire. A 27-year-old woman was pronounced dead at the scene. 14 others were injured. It happened at the 7th Street Truck Park, a bar and food hall near the Xcel Energy Center in St. Paul's downtown area. Police say that investigation's ongoing, so it is possible there were more people involved that could be arrested. The man accused of killing a staff member and wounding 4 others at a Minnesota medical clinic is now facing an upgraded murder charge. A grand jury indicted Gregory Ulrich on first-degree premeditated murder. He's also charged with 4 counts of first-degree attempted murder in the shooting at the Allina Health Clinic in Buffalo back in February. A 37-year-old woman who was a medical assistant there was killed. He's also accused of setting off several pipe bombs. A fire in northwestern Minnesota is now 90% contained. Officials there say the Beaches Lake fire has scorched nearly 2,000 acres. It was first detected last Tuesday 10 miles northeast of Lancaster. Officials have not released a cause for that fire, but they do say smoky and hazy conditions are expected to linger over the area during the next couple of days. Minnesota officials have blocked importation and movement of deer into and within the state of Minnesota to slow the spread of chronic wasting disease. This decision comes after a CWD positive game farm in Wisconsin shipped nearly 400 deer to farms in 7 states. Minnesota farms received a total of 5 deer from the infected farm. The numbers continue to move in the right direction across the country. New cases, hospitalizations, and deaths all down. And today, some indications that by the end of the year, doctors could have a new valuable weapon in the fight against the COVID virus. Jay Gray explains.
Crowds fill the streets in Boston. The marathon on again for the first time in 2 years.
Just a wonderful return to racing.
With much of the country running toward the way things were before the pandemic, drug manufacturer Merck is looking to speed up that race to normal. Today, applying for emergency use of an antiviral pill that, when taken as symptoms begin, cuts the risk of hospitalization and deaths in half. With FDA approval, it could be available by the end of the year. Still, many doctors stress the shot is the surest way to stay safe.
Maybe this will keep you out of the hospital to the tune of 50% reduced risk. So nothing like the vaccines, which are 90+% effective at doing the same thing.
With cases starting to climb again in the Plain States as temperatures fall and more people gather inside, there's concern about this year's flu season and the possibility of a twin-demic this winter.
Because less people are getting flu shots and more people are out and about, we could see a winter surge of both COVID-19 and the influenza virus, creating even more strain on the healthcare system.
Another reminder that the race against the virus isn't a sprint, but a marathon.
And those along the front lines point to a death toll still averaging 1,700 people a day as evidence that we're far from the finish line regarding COVID. Meanwhile, a Minnesota children's doctor is asking for parents to get their children vaccinated among COVID cases continuing to rise. Cases are up more than 30% in the state. Minnesota is now reporting 3,000 cases per week in children under the age of 12, and nearly 1,000 schools have COVID cases.
Really, the best thing you can do for your child is to get them vaccinated. Tried and true are the millions of people across the world who have been vaccinated and vaccinated safely.
Kids that are eligible for the vaccine have among the lowest vaccination of all Minnesotans. Just 54% of 12 to 15-year-olds have gotten at least one vaccination shot. For 16 and 17-year-olds, that figure's 59%, and that's compared to the 73% of adults 18 and over. Children between the ages of 5 and 11 could start getting COVID shots before the holiday season. That's according to a former top U.S. drug regulator. But first, the FDA and CDC must approve emergency use authorization when they meet later this month and early November. The news comes as a poll shows that the parents are split on plans to vaccinate their children or not.
I'm very happy that they're really working hard to get this vaccine rolling out so fast. I still feel a little confused.
As a parent, my job is to protect my child. As soon as our pediatrician says yes, then my child will, Lindley will get the vaccine.
A former FDA commissioner says clinical trials for the COVID-19 vaccine in children under 5 are moving cautiously but with speed, though vaccine data for that group likely won't be available until next year. Hundreds of thousands of members of the U.S. military remain unvaccinated as the Pentagon's vaccine mandate deadlines approach. According to the Washington Post, vaccine compliance in the active duty Navy is an impressive 90%, but for the Marines, it's just 72%, though both services share the same November 28th deadline. The lowest overall rates of vaccination are in the Army Reserve and the Army National Guard. They are both around 40%, which is just half the rate of regular Army's active duty troops at 81%. Clay County Public Health will hold a vaccine clinic for Thursday and Friday. They're going to be offering the booster shot. If you'd like to attend, you must set up an appointment. The hours and location of the clinic are on your screen. You can also click on this story on Valley News Live's app for a link to make an appointment. Coming up on Valley News Live at 6, we want to invite you to join us. October is Down Syndrome Acceptance Month, and Valley News team's Jordan Schreier sat down with an advocate and occupational therapist to learn more about how society's views on the condition have shifted.
Talk to them. They love to be social. They love to connect. You know, they are full of stories and full of life, and just because they have quote unquote Down syndrome, a diagnosis doesn't mean that they can't be relatable or can't be fun.
Fargo is home to North Dakota's only Down Syndrome Achievement Center, but it burned down 5 months ago to the day. Gigi's Playhouse is trying to rebuild and needs your help. We'll also have the latest on their efforts tonight on Valley News Live at 6. Breast Cancer Awareness Month serves as a reminder to get regular cancer screenings, and there are many resources available in North Dakota. Women's Way is a state program that provides a way to pay for breast and cervical cancer screenings for eligible women in North Dakota. 1 in 22 women in the state may be eligible for free screenings through the program. That's as many as 17,000 women in the whole state. It's meant to remove barriers to women getting the proper preventative care that they need. There are currently around 1,400 women enrolled who are between ages 21 and 64.
We're really just trying to break down those barriers for women to get those screenings. So if they are needing assistance paying for the mammogram, Women's Way is really just here to help.
To learn if you're eligible for assistance from Women's Way, go to the website on your screen. Later on Valley News Live at 5, troubling times for a Minnesota family where all of the members battled through COVID and the parents were hospitalized for weeks.
And backwards from what is typical, our northern and western counties today, well, they're fairly cool. We have some 50s, well, low 60s to near 70. We do have some temperatures that will be changing and the weather changing. Big time on Wednesday. Snow out west for us, rain and thunder in the forecast, and Saturday could bring frost. Details are straight ahead.